Make some noise for your host, Kid Copious.
What up, perps? Kid Copious, back in the bunker, representing Purple State Party. You know how we do this, right down the middle. At least we try to be. Got that out of the way. So like I said, try to be down the middle. But nowadays, I don't feel like I can be. Because one side is just wrong. They're supported by the media. They're lying. They're manipulating. They're coercing. They're threatening. They're doing everything that the goddamn Nazis did, man. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. That's it right there on the record, man. They're acting like a bunch of freaking Nazis. And the worst part about it is it's taking place mostly in my home state of California. You know, they tell us that they want to help out. They want to even the playing field. They want to, confront injustices. So they pass a measure like J. Woof. Edibles. Man, they kicked me through the roof, man. Damn, a little bit of coffee. Anyhow, back to J. So they say it's not about defunding the police. It's about equity. It's about helping. So they take $500 million from LA's budget. They say the general budget, $500 million, $500 million. The last couple days, we got news where that money's coming from. The police force. 900 plus officers are set to be laid off. 900. Trump created opportunity zones. Democrats, liberals, progressives, you're creating war zones. LA's already had 300 murders. That's more than we usually have. We're not even done with the year yet. So we're going to reduce the police force by 900. We're going to put 900 people out of work. Oh, but it's okay because like Garcetti said, they're just killers, right? They're not out there serving and protecting. Man, look it up. Look it up. They do far more good than bad. And who's going to be affected? Because you little weasels, you little wormy little fucktards. You sit in your safe little white suburbias behind your iron gates and your security guards and your security alarms and all your white bread little neighbors. Everybody with their neighborhood watch, looking out for each other. And you go, bravo, we've done it. We've created justice. We've created fairness and equality. No, you haven't. You know what you've created? A really bad situation for the people who are living in an area not like yours. You really, really think that kids and adults out there making the money they make off of drug dealing and prostitution and all kinds of racketeering bullshit, whatever they want to do, stealing, selling, the stolen goods, whatever little racket they're in, you think they're going to stop because you offer them jobs or mental health things? Oh, what should we do tonight? Should we sleep all day, get up, play some PlayStation, and go deal some crack? Or should we go down to the mental health assessment? Maybe go down to that career builder's office. No, all you've done is taken police off the streets, and you're taking that cash, and you're giving that cash to the special interest groups that sponsor Jay to run their little programs, to hire consultants and doctors and overseers and administrators and secretaries, and you're going to need a good building. Well, we got to put this whole plan together. Maybe we should take like 2 weeks in fucking Hawaii. Maybe we should just go around the world and absorb all of the other ideas of the world and spend millions and millions of dollars on anything but helping. And even when you do help, the numbers aren't going to be there. You live in fucking La La Land, man. Places turn into war zones when there aren't good guy soldiers around. And that's what LAPD is. They're the good guy soldiers. You can say whatever you want. You can run your mouth. The numbers don't bear out. You could point out one thing, but there's dozens and dozens a day. Cases where the police help. And you see, they went straight for it. They didn't talk about cuts to other wasteful programs. They didn't talk about making cuts to office staff or politicians, for God's sakes. No, we're going to create another way to funnel more money to your supporters, to the government's friends, to themselves. We see. They take campaign money and donate it to charities that then turn around and pay them almost the exact same salary. Look it up. Bastard in L.A. Earl Weber was running against her. You know, donated something like $100,000 to a charity that pays her $200,000. Some bullshit like that. Bullshit politics. And you can tell me. You don't even bother telling me because I already know. I know both sides do it. The problem is the way the Democrats go about it affects me. It affects you. It affects the real people of America. You know, they say, we'll get to it a little bit more later, Cortez, she's got a shirt out there that says, or a sweatshirt that says, tax the rich. And she charges $58 for it. So what the fuck? Whose side is she on? She's on her side. She wants to make money. So she's selling a clever little sweatshirt. Man, fuck off. When you tell me that Trump gave tax cuts to rich, you know what he didn't do? He didn't raise my taxes to offset that. We talk about bravo, the House legalized marijuana, and right below the headline, 5%, which means in LA County, around where I am, you're paying 35% sales tax on your weed. If you buy $100 worth of weed, you have to pay $35 in taxes. And where's the money going? Don't even get me started about that. I don't want to go off on that fucking rant right now. But what have they done with any of the money? They've wasted it. The tobacco money, the marijuana money, the gas tax money. Where's all this money gone? Where? It's gone into union pockets. It's gone into president's pockets. It's gone into the vice president, the other vice president of this corporation that helps us run this or this union. Oh, God. Look at the money. Follow the money. See where it goes. That's California's problem. We're in bed. We are hostage to unions and special interest groups. And then you add greedy politicians and you're fucked. It's called fuck soup. So speaking of soup, no soup for you if you live in California. Because they're shutting down the whole state again. Right here, they're shutting down the outdoor dining. And keep in mind, outdoor dining is not even one of the top 10 reasons for the COVID spread. It's lack of personal responsibility. Dumbasses not wearing their masks. People who think that just because you know this person, they're not going to have COVID. Extended family, friends, things like that. Man, I've been making the sacrifices, man. We're Americans. Our history is about doing what needs to be done, whether we like it or not. We didn't want to go into World War II. We didn't want to fight the Civil War. We were perfectly content doing our thing here as a colony of Britain. But no, they had to push us. The South couldn't give up their slaves. Hitler was a dickhead. So we did what we had to do. And that's what the message should have been. We need personal responsibility. And these politicians that we're about to talk about, they don't have any. And they erode what little personal responsibility is left in this world. Right here. This dingbat. The most dangerous situation. No, it's not the most dangerous situation. And you know that. You know it's not the most dangerous situation because you went. If it was so dangerous, why did you go? LA mayor, this dickhead. He thinks he's going to be governor and then president. He's gone. That's what they just gone Garcetti. Right there. And look, it's there. That's from a reputable news agency. I believe it was KTLA. Had that right there. See? Read it. Weep. Because that's what these dictators are doing. Look at this guy. The Austin mayor, another fucking progressive city. Does progressive mean stupid? Does it mean only looking forward? Is that what it is? Only looking forward? History used to be an important thing because you can learn from it. Are we going to learn from any of this shit? Look, he went to Cabo. Then he told us to stay home. I mean, not me. I don't live in Austin. I'll probably have to live in Texas, though, because California's too damn expensive. Look at this guy. I believe this is the guy who went with his elderly parents. One of these mayors went with their elderly parents. I skip my Thanksgiving with my elderly parents. I work. I go in and out of different buildings, man. I do essential work. So, you know, this guy's idiocy. He's sponsored by Aquafina, by the way. And apparently some team from a league we don't mention. Yeah, I like that. Right there. Look at that. That sums it up. All the idiots involved. Yeah, throw Pelosi in there, the Cuomos. They just, if it's so bad, if it's so damn scary that we've got to wreck everybody's lives over it and shut everything down, then these people would not be attending these parties. I mean, Gavin, man, it's gross, dude. Lobbyist, special interest. Lobbyist is just special interest. It's just a guy with a suitcase full of money wanting bad ideas that they can profit off of. That's it. We got to stop thinking that these unions and these special interest groups serve a purpose anymore. We have workers' laws. Yeah, they can argue back all the things that they do. I get it. I understand. But at the bottom of it all, what you do is you manipulate the system for your own good. You collect dues so that the people in power can get rich. You know, that's what you do. Idiotic. People, we're supposed to, I mean, where are the role models anymore? You know, I don't want to come off like a boomer saying, oh, the role models are TikTokers. No, they're not, because the few, like, intelligent, developed youngsters out there can see through this bullshit, and they know who good role models are. But, you know, that's an excuse, is what that is. When some guy goes off to vacation in Mexico and tell me not to go off on vacation in Mexico, I figured, well, if it's good, if he can do it, I can do it. If it's safe for him to do it, it's safe for me to do it. So when you go out to dinner with lobbyists, or you attend family functions with one of these mayors went to something with 5 different families and his elderly parents. So how am I supposed to take any of it seriously? But they think they know better than you. The truth of the matter is we needed to take personal responsibility. We needed to actually do the things that we were asked to do. Because that's somewhat what needed to be done. I mean, think about it. The only way we can contain the spread of something is limit the virus's ability to spread. But we didn't really do any of it. It was all half-assed bullshit. We politicized it. How can wearing a mask be a political statement unless you make it one? Wearing a mask or not wearing a mask is not a political issue. So this is coming, and this is a whole other subject that needs to get sorted out. The idea of having to present medical information to random people, employers, they'll have the information, so I'm not too worried about that. But, you know, if you fly on something like Air China, Chinese government now is going to have some inroads into your medical information. They'll know what file you are on. They'll have your date of birth. I mean, I guess that's not really that big of a deal. But who knows what else is going to be on here? Who knows? See, the good guys don't really know how to exploit the system as well as the bad guys. So they'll find a way to make this, you know, they'll turn these ID cards against us. I'm just saying, I mean, you know, that's the way I look at it. Personally, I would have just made it a benign sticker that you put on your ID after you've proven to your state that you've taken the recommended 2 vaccines. You know, something innocuous, but this containing all medical information and, you know, who knows? Because remember, the government can be very, very fucking stupid sometimes. And they can put our social security numbers on here. And then we've got to present them to, you know, just random people. We may have to, you know, think about it. They may make us present those to get on a bus, to get on a train, definitely to get on a plane. Maybe even the rain is Spain. I don't know. I'm touching on this because Japan is a city that's really dear to me. City? Country. I don't know what I'm saying half the time, man. This is all off the top of my head. But, my daughter, is learning Japanese. My sister-in-law is Japanese. And this is really sad. But it's a perfect illustration of when the cure is worse than the disease. Yeah. So I saw this one, and the first thing I thought was, like, you got to switch Kamala and AOC, because the girl with the joystick over there has the teeth like AOC, and the girl in pink kind of looks more like Kamala Harris. I don't know. Joe Biden apparently broke his foot walking his dog. Man, that's kind of a grandpa move. I hate to say it, man. I mean, I don't really mean any disrespect by that, but I mean, it kind of is. I mean, I've never even injured myself walking the dog, and I'm an idiot. But that's a little bit too truthful at the times, really, because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at people who are kind of tired, I think, of manipulating and working from the shadows and trying to remain people of the people, and they just want to be like the queens, the kings and queens of England, who didn't give a shit about the peasants. I don't think they want to. I don't think, like Biden, I think it's sneaky. I think Biden wants to try to duck and dive around the issues and try to get something that's not too offensive to everybody, and try to keep everything on the down low, with the revenue streams. But I think these other three, man, they're willing to sell out the country just for their personal glory or their personal wealth, because Bernie's got it already, all right. I'm sure the tokens doing all right, AOC there, that crazy batshit crazy woman. And she needs to make some money, and she needs a career after this, because I don't know how much longer hers is going to last. This year you had Trump to pick on. I don't know how much longer you could ride that. This is another one. This is a little bit older, but again, it's funny how, they extended olive branch. But keep in mind, they don't want peace. This is to the middle people and the right people. They don't want any sort of peace deal. They want their way or the highway. That's all they want. So don't buy into any of this hands across the border bullshit, because that's not what it's going to be. Don't even buy it. As far as I'm concerned, the battle has just begun. And I like a lot of their ideas. And I think the Republicans are wrong about a lot of things. But I do know one way is destroying the fabric of our society. I'm seeing it in action. Look, I live in California, man. I see it firsthand. I see the crippling cost of things. I see the fact that, like, you really... They sell you all these things about California, but you barely afford to do them anymore. There's so many people here, and there are so many bad ideas, and it's you see it. You see the homeless, man. I mean, I drive in areas where they're there. I see people living in motorhomes who have full-on patios on their roofs, barbecues, tables and chairs, and awning. That's an all new level, because that's not the way it should be. Those people could get help, but they don't want to. They want to live that way. It's cheap, and they're their own boss, and they don't have to answer to anybody. But, when that spills into homes, this is across from homes. I mean, it is. I mean, one side is a trucking yard, and the other side is homes, but parked in front of the trucking is, a whole bunch of these RVs. And we were talking about these working out of the shadows. And there you go, BLM. Their own people are turning on them because they're full of shit. They're not doing anything. They're not trying to help communities. I bet you but again, these local chapters probably just want money for salary. So, that could be their job. Oh, yeah, I work for them. I'm cynical, but I don't see word. There was a old movie, and I don't remember what it was, but the ad for it said words, not deeds. And so far, all they've been is words. They're just threatening. They're not doing anything. I haven't heard anything, and you'd think the mainstream media would hype that up, but they were out helping to rebuild communities, rebuild lives that they destroyed. Whatever. I'm not going to read this, but that's who they are. That's who you are if you're on that side. You have to see that. You have to see that your way is not so right that we are so wrong. That in the middle is where it's at. Your extreme is just, it's not working. Reducing cops, making less and less crimes that we could actually do anything about. Allowing the homeless to just surge. I mean, you're worried about the surge in COVID cases, but you aren't worried about the surge in homeless. You're not, here in California, they're not worried that they're coming in from other states. They're not doing anything about it. Businesses are getting wiped out by shoplifters, and nobody can do anything about it. Communities are being gutted, and nobody can do anything about it. Because everybody has to appear woke. But that's what a woke person would say about Larry Elder. Those are the words that white woke people and black woke people and other woke people would call him. If you were progressive, you would understand that the middle is where it's at. I'm not going to talk about the far right because frankly, that's just not ever going to happen. But you guys are getting close to what's happening. This. Look how many people have leashes on Biden. China, Iran. Yeah, those are two countries we need to be tough on. AOC, just fucking crazy. Antifa are fucking terrorists. Wall Street, Deep State, Bernie. We know this. They don't even have the media on there because the media should be holding one of the leashes. And that's what's wrong. I don't think they have big tech in there either. He might. I just don't see it because these glasses are dark. But, that's not what I want. I don't think our leaders should have so many leashes around their necks. Oh. So this is my favorite one. Partially because I love Jessica Jones. If you've never seen it, on Netflix. You see it. But there you go. Look, it's like pass interference in football. Or, to use an example that's timely, Diego Maradona, who died, legendary soccer player, famous for the hand of God. Everybody knows that he used his hand to score a goal. Everybody knows it. You could just look at the video. It's obvious. Goal still counted. That's the same thing that happened in this election. They cheated and they manipulated the situation to get it so that all of the lazy, unenthusiastic Biden voters could find a way to vote. That's what they did. Most of the Republicans were already going. Yeah. Trump picked up 1.5 million more votes in California than last time around. And a lot of conservatives moved out. Hopefully the tide is changing. Because if it doesn't change, if it doesn't turn around, and we start thinking about some of the stupid ass shit that we're allowing to happen, we all be doomed. Copious out.